Hi, my friends and family. My name's Trey, and this is my YouTube show and my Odyssey show, Trey's Myths and Tunes, and my Ritual Trey's timeless 15 minutes of explain. And today, my talk is space fence for a mostly soulless, programmable sky. Of course, it's gotten more on the invisible tip. As Elena Freeland said in her presentation, when you see this shiny sheen, it often has been, or almost just about every day in the last 8 months, made it 15 to 25 degrees colder. It doesn't mean they're not implementing space fence just because it's not rain or chemtrails. Bobble wobble bobba doo dee doo doo. Bop babba doo doo dee 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 doo. Bop ba da doo dee dee doo doo. Satan is just such a big fat jerk. They're gonna dump heavy metals in the sky every day as their work. Till they make it all a big cyborg planet where they can remote control your brains and try to control it all by remote controlling the sky. Satan is the evilest guys that ever had a human body. Reptilians can only make plans that are spiritually retarded, consciously moronic, extremely brilliant, technocratically, and nanobot cyborg trying to steal it all again. They're gonna put iron shit up in the sky when Satan tries to steal everything. Space fence for a mostly soulless, programmable sky and humanity. And how soon before people are saying, oh, that guy on Trey wasn't so crazy after all. He was actually telling us what was happening that we weren't allowed to know because media censorship. Well, guess what? Dr. Drew and Geoengineering Watch on YouTube, although someone just told me a new guy became president of YouTube and they're going to censor us more, right? But in reality, the truth is so much more available now because of many hundreds of people's courage, for one thing. Dr. Drew with 125K subscribers, and it didn't have any CDC statements. Geoengineering Watch didn't have any statements about chemtrails as a fake conspiracy theory. So they're not making them put these fake statements on the thing anymore, so that's a good sign. On the other hand, besides Dane Wigington and myself and a few others, nobody, and Elena Freeland, no one else is going to tell you. Since the official scientists and the scientism official death cult are on a gag order. Yeah, all of you who took the shots, and particularly, they really think, man, they're going to program you not only to be soulless, but to be physically without access to life-giving sunshine, and then they're going to use the space fence to program you. Geoengineered transhumanism. I watched Elena Freeland read a 2-hour presentation from her book. And one of the most shocking and horrible things she showed was actually an attractive, courageous woman senator in a press conference asking this guy in the Air Force, what is HARP? I guess an Alaskan woman senator was saying, well, what is HARP? And the government agent openly said, she said, what is the point of it? And he said, well, we plan to control the ionosphere. This is how sick the reptilians, the draconians, and the Anunnaki and their human slaves are. They They're going to use millions of Bill Gates money, dollars, and American taxpayer dollars to dump this stuff, to create this fence to control the atmosphere. Not only do they not care that humans and plants and birds and animals need sunlight to live and grow, that's irrelevant. What they care about is control. What spurred this content was that they said there's going to be 2 days of sunshine before 5 days more of surely it was engineered rain, since the weather meteorologists have lately been spot on accurate, perfectly accurate. You know why? Because they're just going with the script they're given by their middlemen guys who were, Lockheed for one. But see, the reason why, it's only spotty sunlight and, see, a lot of these aerosols disperse rapidly, so now it's just the sheen and the cold a little bit. But again, you have to realize a lot of this space fence is invisible, or you can barely see it. The government, Lockheed Martin Corporation, and Bill Gates, just like Donald Trump. I want all of them, if they're listening, to know you are just like Donald Trump. You talk out of both sides of your mouth. Your YouTube page, you admit you're doing it. Then in the scientism, death cult scientists they interview in the Free Weekly said it's all made up or they're not seeding. You got gag orders on all the scientists who did this. You dump nucleated ice. Then on one interview you say you're doing it. On one interview you say it's crazy. I am somebody who has healed cancer and MRSA with sunbaths, okay? This is one of the reasons why I focus on this subject, because I've experienced the healing powers of the sun. Now, when these many psychics are saying they're upgrading their DNA and getting, downloads, it's hard for me not to be jealous or want to move to Florida where it's sunny right now. When even on a sunny day, it's like, it's going to be some interference, because they're dumping space fence every day. With the advent of what happened in 2020, people have learned about the necessity of vitamin D from sunshine. It's just like jailing organic cancer cure creations, which these same families did in the last century, like 5 times. Look up G. Edward Griffin's film, The Cancer Conspiracy, which is how I first heard of him. They charged them the equivalent of $1 million, or jailed them they each got jailed for a month. Most of them moved their clinics to Mexico City if you want to try any of the really working organic cures for cancer that won't poison you to death, like chemo. Instead of jailing the organic cancer cure creators, they want to jail the whole planet. Okay? Sunless prison planet. Or at least make it, cold so that it's not going to really penetrate and heal you as much. The sun and dump nanobots in between you and it. The sun is healing, extremely healing. And it's our mother, father, the Christos star Helios is our literally, physically and spiritually our mother, father, creator as well as this earth, right? So it's a blatant fact. Commercial sunscreen causes, if it's not organic, it's causing a lot of skin cancer. And then they say, the sun causes cancer. Yeah, maybe if you stay out for 5 or 6 hours in it. Space fence is made of aluminum, lithium, barium, strontium, nanobots, and graphene dioxide colonies dumped into the rains and the clouds and just the plain sky. It's extremely insane to prepare the whole planet for full takeover to make us all remote control slaves for our reptilian masters only, basically, unless we're going to operate these systems. And the thing is that the devils are so pathetically obvious and drunk on sky and nanobot tyranny right now. Planetary ionosphere open takeover They think it's okay to deprive us of sunshine for weeks at a time in the South and the Southwest coast, and that we won't notice. We're too stupid to notice that. They think we're completely oblivious, gag orders, and if you break down the phonetics of the word ignorance, ignore ants. Okay? It means you're ignoring things. You got to think about the obvious once again. The self-possessed, dark, regressive reptilians and the Anunnakis and others gradually imprisoned Earth and humanity through fake kingships, bloody conquests, wars, religions, governments, taxes, high rents, confiscated the land, and made most folks indentured servants. And after 300 years of that shit, they added all this technology for the last century, higher rents, and convinced us to compete over the resources. And now we have, in 2020, needle, nanobot, colony, technology, faked and informed consent through extensive mind control operations and coercion, lies, bribes, threats, and gag orders. And we have the mainstream, 100 years of the mainstream media hybridizing you and dumbing you down and making you more of an idiot, self-possessed, Satanist, mainstream piece of crap who hates themselves, narcissistically possessed punk, if you obey their attitude. And now, for the last 8 months, we have them dialing down the temperature 20 degrees just about every day, blocking the sunlight often, taking over the entire sky for weeks at a time, and only a few people are even going to even tell you. Project Space Fence is full planetary takeover while we're all fighting each other to survive, fighting each other to pay the rent, or fighting our landlords over the rules, fighting each other because these little Zeta ridiculous spirits are making us because we're not aware of it in the fourth dimension, fighting each other over food because they burned down 11 food factories in the last year alone, fighting each other over jobs and homes because of the fake competition and the insane taxes and the idea that we have to be slaves for someone else, man. Just letting them feed on ourselves and our families till we're dead, man, because we're obedient, And the only way to put a stop to the soulless, programmable human version 2.0, becoming this thing programmed through the skies. It's through awareness, through bringing the truth forth, through telling people, through appealing to morality, because the original human race was moral and respectful. The original human race was actually made in the image of the divine Christ, the Christos, Mother, Father, Sol Helios, the Most High Divine Light. It was not made in the image of the black sun, the Saturn black magic cube tech hex, the programmable tetrahedron, the Star of David turned against itself into a box where we all have to be slaves. Well, when you think about how many people with a high IQ who are community minded, who know how to grow organic food, can't do it in this county, well, they're not 100% enlightened, and they're not willing to admit that NPEs exist and that the Zetas are programming them. Their ego is letting it in. Well, this is going to be the obstacle. This is where eventually people are going to have to listen to what I'm saying, man, even if it's some part of myself that doesn't. But really, when you think about it, war is the ultimate force of cowardice. To be willing to poison the whole planet to get a paycheck. It's just sad. To kill a foreigner to get a paycheck. It's just sad. You understand? Because we're all the same thing. We're all made out of the same elements. We're all made originally from the same Christ beings or reptilians. And we're all sharing this planet. And every 3-year-old with respectful parents knows it. But these people behind these planes and aircrafts, dumping these aerosols. Apparently, they don't know the obvious. So remind everyone of the oneness and spread awareness. Be harmless and respectful to yourselves and others. And remember many blessings and one love and one planet, babies.